Okay, so the first theme is water. Um, Water, like I said, for the first book is um, very important in terms of like the way I use water when I was writing is new, refresh, like baptism. Um, I'm trying to think besides the first scene in the book with the wedding, do I use water again? Um, at the top of my head right now, I can't think of any other scenes that I use water in. Yeah, I can't think of any other scenes. So if you guys find any scenes besides that beach scene, let me know and then I'll write about that. Yeah, so water, the beach scene being whooshed by the wave, like I said before, just a new kind of like a baptism type of thing. Fishes. Fishes, same in terms of Max obsession with fish, because fish travel in groups, they travel in families, and colonies, I guess you can say. I think that's the correct term for fishes, or school of fishes. I guess that's another thing they use. So that's why Max loves fishes, and there's a lot of reference to fish. Max starts collecting fishes, and he has the Finding Dory, the movie, not the book right now. I'm talking about the movie. Like the clownfish and the I think it's called the plated fish. I forgot the name for it, but the Dory, the fish Dory from Finding Dory, the blue fish, the one that's voiced by Ellen. Her, like all the fishes from there. He has those fishes. I put a picture in there too in the chapters. It's there. So yes, he has two clownfishes and the Dory fish. So that kind of, when he's feeding his fishes and things like that, that kind of symbolizes what's happening like in real life in terms of in his own life. There's a scene where he notices that the father fish and the son fish are fighting, and then the Dory fish comes in and helps them reconcile, things like that. Also, he loves Dory so much. He names his fish after her, Jackie, Dory, so he does that as well. What else? Yeah, so that's, for him, fish give him comfort. They don't make him feel alone. I mean, some people it's with dogs, cats, whatever. With Max, it's with fish. Also, another thing is trust. Trust along with communication. Trust in terms of people. Yeah, communication. Yeah, people talking to one another, trusting and believing one another. Kevin, Jackie was going through shit when she was living in that house being a maid. And she was just so kind of almost to the point of being fed up with it. And she was just tired of waiting for him, because she's like, I'm waiting for him to forgive me. I apologize. I'm trying to, fight for my man, for my love and things like that. Because I don't like this bitch and I don't think she's supposed to be with him. It's me. And she was kind of getting tired of waiting. And Kevin kept saying, just wait, hold off. I got a plan. I'm trying to fix stuff. And she's like, what are you trying to fix? What are you trying to do? And there was a disconnect and a distrust in that aspect. Max not trusting his father about, hello, Jackie's here, she's alive, let's get the ball rolling, you love her, you said it, like, let's go, screw Tiffany, and he wasn't allowing that. And also in Kevin's defense, he loved the girl, he liked Tiffany, despite all the drama. There was a reason why he asked her to marry him. So, he couldn't just let that go. What else? Yeah, trust between Max and Alex and that aspect as well. Okay, so next is family. So, I put like family, union, and dinner at the table. So, and the Finding Dory, the Paid Mother and Finding Dory. Sorry, so many names, guys. The Finding Mother and Paid Dory. A big theme is family and unity together, having meals together. In both books, Jackie's always making a meal for them, and I think that's what Max loves. That's what Max wants. That's what he dreams up and knows that's his vision of family. and having a meal together, coming together. He didn't witness that until Jackie came along, and until Thanksgiving dinner, when he went to see Jackie's side of the family, and everyone was all together eating dinner, praying together as a family, eating, sharing stories, cooking, helping out. Max ends up learning how to cook from Jackie and her family, and he starts loving home cooked meals, just union and family, and everything's all about together, being a unit, being one. And that's what Max wants, and that's what he feels with Jackie, and he wants that. He wants that unity. He wants that. And that's what represents at dinner, eating at a dinner table. Although a lot of drama goes down at dinner table, still that unity. Race, I say race. I mentioned race a little bit in terms of because Max is, first of all, he's privileged. Okay, his father, although his family was not born rich. They're that new rich. There's a name for that. New money. They're new money, and so Max was not there for the struggle. He doesn't know what his parents struggled, his mom did for the company, what his father did, grandparents when they came to the United States, things like that. So he doesn't know. So in terms of the car wash, seeing him getting a job, learning about money, how to, earn your keep and things like that, working with people, Max ends up learning that. And also, he's also a white male. He goes to one of the richest schools in America, and it's a private school. He doesn't understand that some people can afford to go to that school. It's one of the best top schools in America and within the country as well. So he doesn't know about that. And so with his friends, who are all diverse, he doesn't really see color, And so with his friends, they kind of, oh no, it was Gabriella that kind of opened his eyes to be like, you don't understand what I'm going through. You come from money. And, Gabriella being a Mexican, she came here on a scholarship, and Max never had to worry about things like that. So she opens his eyes to be like, you're grateful. You already have a plan after high school. You're going to take over your father's company. Who can say that? Who can, you are given all of this platform, these resources, other people have to work for it. And, that opens his eyes, and then him with his friends, and he talks about them, and they be honest, like, dude, sometimes you're a little selfish, and you are a little spoiled, but we don't hate you for that. We know you're a good person, you never judged us for who we are and our background and our culture. And, their friends are being honest, and they were really happy that Max was asking these questions. Max, Jace, Mickey, they're all white American, and they are they come from good family backgrounds as well. Jace comes from a family of politicians and senators, and Mickey, his family's not rich, but they work for Max's family, so they're already up there in terms of money and things like that. So they don't really think about, or they're not really exposed to, at least with their social circle, or in their bubble, in their hometown, things like that, where they live. They're not exposed to different diversities and minorities, even the school itself. And James pointed out, like, look at this school. I could count my fingers how many black people are here, And Jace, I think it was Jace or Mickey that mentioned, we have this scholarship program for people, for minorities or people who can't afford to come here. Do you think that's helping? And he's like, yeah, that's helping, but that's not enough, And that's yeah, I just put that in there because also I feel like with my book, I want it to be real, but despite the drama with Kevin and Janet and Jackie, all that stuff, it's although it's romance and fiction, it's still real life, like real life scenarios. Like, they go to school, they're in New York, there's private school, things like that. Like, there is still some aspects. Mama, sorry you guys. I don't like my music gone. Wasn't that gun is finished? Should I put him? How many? Okay, I'm good on time. I don't really feel like putting. What's that one? That's not a one. How about this? Okay, I'm just gonna leave it like that. Hold on. My notes. Yeah, excuse me, sorry. Yes, and yes, so James talks about his hair, and I just, not only for my characters, because I wanted to show growth, and it's real life, it makes sense. I mean, not Kevin, Max comes from a rich family, a rich father, and his best friends are James, Carlos, and Jose, which are all three minorities. So I just wanted to show some realness in that aspect, and then that opened his eyes about Jackie, because she's an African American, she's black, and she is with a white man. So it got him to think about, like, just to be socially aware of himself and his surroundings and things like that. So I just wanted to address that, and the scene of when James, they end up going to jail. Is it jail? Well, like arrested, I guess, because James, they're all, I don't know where they were going, but they were in James' car all driving together. It was like Christmas break, they're all chilling, relaxing, having music, and then the cops come seeing a black male driving a car with white people in the back, white boys in the back, like in that neighborhood. Didn't add up. And although James is a minority, he comes from a good home. His what is his mom? His parents is a lawyer and a doctor. So he comes from a good family who value education, that makes something of themselves. So I wanted that to also open Max's eyes, and just to show their brotherhood and their friendship is deep. Like Max supports his friends, all his friends, and for him it's not really about race, it's just about the person. Sorry. Cooking goes in hand with the dinner at the table family. That union food brings people together. Max starts cooking. Well, not starts, but he's cooking more, things like that. He's helps out in the kitchen a lot. And although he's a boy, he's not ashamed or afraid to just be like, hey, I can cook. He cooks for when his friends come over and things like that. So that's something else that I liked. Okay, next I'm going to talk about scenes and events that did not make it to the book. Some is either I literally just forgot, or some just not enough time, because I was writing the book. It was so much, like, there's so many things, there's so many people, so much drama. Like, there's he got his 5 friends. He got 5 friends, y'all. Hold on, Mickey, Jace, the brothers. Yeah, he gotta count them. They're my kids. Yeah, he has 5 friends. Okay, and then I have Jackie. Then I have Kevin, and then I have Jen and their drama, and then I have Mr. Walker. He ends up living. I believe I mentioned him. Yeah, the grandfather. I ended up, I already talked about him. Yeah, so, he ends up living with them, which was not planned. So it was so much, you guys. I was stressed. I was like, this book's getting along. I feel like I'm dragging it out. I just need to, like, I was getting so stressed. Then I had school, and I was just like, I'm going to cut this, because it's just, like, it was just too much. Yeah, some scenes I forgot, because I was planning to, at least with the Finding Dory, to continue into graduation. Graduation would be the last chapter. That was my thought process. but I couldn't make it to graduation, y'all. I could not make it. There's a lot of stuff that did not make it. And I don't know if I will incorporate it into the third book. I haven't decided that yet. I already know I would not actually, because all of this is, nope. Maybe a few scenes, like I would put it like a memory, almost like, in TV shows where like they say things that they did but you didn't see it or whatever. Maybe I'll mention it like that, but yeah, it's not going to be in the third book at all, because the third book is years later, so there's that. So I'm going to talk about scenes and events that did not make it, okay?